Good morning, guys. Today we're going to also talk about using different kinds of string operations. And so we know how to now declare a string, and let's talk about how to advance our uses with strings. And we're going to use things called concatenation. Woo. But basically, it's a matter of combining strings together. All right, so let's go back to our practice area. And we're going to declare a string. So again, let's go ahead and declare a string. I might declare it as 1. And I might say hello. So in this example, it's going to be declaring 2 different strings and combining them together. Actually, we're declaring 3 different strings, combining 2 of the strings together by using the plus sign. So we have string 1, hello. String 2. Don't forget your semicolon. Students. String 3, or string, let's do out my output. And my output is going to be my first string and my second string. So 1 plus 2. And now I'm going to call upon to print that out. So system out print line and my output. All right, so let's run this and see what happens. So you notice it combines the 2 strings, hello and students, or 1 and 2. But you'll notice that down here, there's no space. So let's go back and add a space in here. So to do that, I can do 1 plus, and then a space is going to be with quotation marks, and then a space between that, and then a plus there. So anytime you have quotation marks, that's just a holding spot. And because we're not putting anything in there but a space, it's holding that space area. So we have 1 plus a space plus 2, or string 2. So run. And there you go, you have hello students. So just remember what those are talking about. So this is a different way of outputting using multiple strings. And that's going to be helpful when we are doing input. So this is a good example. So again, we could just put hello students as we did last week or earlier this week, but it's nice to have different operations and using that plus sign. So we also could do with the plus sign. Instead of using declaring strings, you could just also put system hello, and then a plus sign, and then students. Just so you can see the that you can do it 2 different ways. Whoops. And then let's do a space. So it can be done both ways. This way, up at the top, uses multiple strings. This one, it just uses 1. one system out print line as we did before. So this is past lesson, and this would be the new lesson here. All right, so that's one way to combine strings. We also can use something called the length method. And the length method is to find the number of characters in a string. So I'm going to go back up here and delete this. And you can use the length method. So I'm going to use string, declare my string, and I'm going to say my name equals, I'll just use Donald Duck. And an integer. So I'm calculating how long my string is. So I'm giving an int and a len equals my name at length. And let's print that out. System.out.print 9. And I'm going to print that variable len or length. And it'll tell me how long my string is. So prints the number of how long my string is. All right, so let's run that. So I have 11 characters. So let's double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then don't forget the space between Donald Duck. That would be my 11th. So I could even do something longer like come in, run that. And that's also 11. I could do, if I wanted to see how long Nicole is my first name, run that. And that's 18 characters, including the spaces and the period. Okay, and the reason why we might do that is when we start talking about placement of characters, we can calculate the length of that string. So right now there's not a huge amount of value with finding the length, but we're gonna actually use that in examples here. So we're gonna talk about using a substring, and the substring allows us to pick and choose pieces of our string. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's get rid of this. And let's do string my pet. And let's call my pet Sparky. Is Sparky the dog. Okay. Now let's do another string here. And small pet. Name. And we are going to say my pet. So we're calling upon that string my pet. That substring. And then let's say 4. And then let's go ahead and print that out. System out print line. And we're calling upon say small pet. All right, so let's run this and see what we get. Okay, so it's gonna print KY, the dog. So if you'll notice, it actually goes 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then prints out the rest. So a string substring, it can have two numbers or it can have one number. Two numbers, the beginning, where you want it to begin. So you want it to begin four characters over. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then print the rest of the string. So maybe you want it to be 6 characters. Let's run that. The dog. So it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then you notice there actually is a space, the dog. Maybe you print 6 characters and then comma, and we're going to end at 8. So it's only printing T. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it starts at the space. It prints the 7th and ends at the 8th. So it doesn't print the H. So you can print out substrings. So why do we do this, or what kind of results do we do? The various characters in the string are numbered. So they're numbered from 0 through any number. Okay, so actually it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's going to start at the 6. Sorry. Not 1, but starts at 0 and works your way across. So if I wanted, let's start at 4 and end at 12. It would print KY space the space D. Now we can do this with numeric variables. Oops. So we would do that, like let's say you just wanted certain parts of a string, or you wanted to pull certain information from your string. This would be where you would use that. Also, we can combine strings and numeric numbers. So here, let's go ahead and do that. And I'm going to go and delete this. And now we're going to combine strings and numeric numbers. Let's go ahead and do an integer. X is equal to 27. And I have string S is equal to what have we done? All right, so semicolon, and now let's combine the two. So let's do string, and we're going to use combo. It's going to be my string name. And I'm going to combine string S plus, and then I'm going to have a space, plus, and then my integer, X. And I'm going to output this. So system out print line and combo. And I'm going to run this. What have we done? The number 27. So you could do this multiple times. So if you wanted to do an integer, let's go ahead and change this. Let's go ahead and I'm going to put, I'm going to do a string, and it's going to be S or combo. Oops. S. And I might go ahead and put this as a sample of will work. And I might have an int equals, and x equals 47. Maybe a double. B equals 56. And maybe I have a string. Small equals s dot substring 4. And then I'm also going to have a string combo. And maybe my combo is s plus x plus e plus spaces plus small, and run. So this is simple work. I have 47, I've got my double, and I've got my shortened substring is a sample of work. And that should wrap up what we have learned today.